Hey, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rachakodash. Double honors to my apostles, the great millstone, and peace and salutation to the hopeful members, the elect, the Bacharim, the house of David, that's been preordained, predestined to get delivered in these last times and to be the ruling governing body of the nation of Yasha'Allah. And it's going to be one hot summer. All right, I'm going to play a couple videos, and again, it's going to be one hot summer. All right, these people have lost their minds, Homicide, murders at an all-time high. Okay, I'm going to play this video. This from it says deadly Bronx shooting kills 19-year-old.
For your help tonight finding the suspects behind a deadly shooting in the Bronx. The NYPD has released this surveillance video. Investigators say yesterday afternoon at about 1:30, the suspects got out of a gray Honda Pilot. This was near East 156th Street and Melrose Avenue in the Melrose section of the Bronx, and opened fire and then took off. A 19-year-old riding an electric scooter was killed. If you can help identify the suspects, you are asked to contact police.
Look at that, man.
19-year-old riding an electric scooter was and opened fire and then took off. A 56th Street and Melrose Avenue in the Melrose section of the Bronx, and
Jake just hops out the whip, hops out the car, and just starts opening fire. All right, maybe he saw, his enemy. All right. But he just hops out the car, starts shooting, not even aiming, just shooting. All right. And New York just passed, a gun law, you can carry if you have a permit. But you have a little nigga just hopping out the car, shooting, not even aiming, with a purse, with a man purse. All right. Hey, these wicked niggas, man. All right. It's going to be one hot summer, man. Okay. The love of many, which I'm going to get that scripture, is wax cold, man. It's like, let me get Isaiah 51, verse. It's like, let me see. Bear me for a second. Verse 20. Thy sons have fainted, because Jacob is just at a weak state, mentally, spiritually. All right. Hell, even physically, all these GMOs that Esau's pumping, estrogen, pumping estrogen in the food. All right. These estrogenic, I heard a brother say that word. All right. But these estrogenic men, just all emotional, going off emotion. You even look at a nigga wrong, it's going to be a fight. All right. Or you just look at a nigga. All right. It's going to be a fight. You accidentally step on a nigga's shoe. He wants to shoot at you. All right. It says that sons have fainted. They lie at the head of all the streets. And you see Jake doing that. Always at their liquor store in front of a 7-Eleven posted up. Always on the block. All them niggas be gathering, around the parks. It says, as a wild bull caught in, it's like as a wild bull in the net. And that's Jake, man. That's these 2/3. They're just like a wild bull. You can't reason with them. You can't talk to them. They're emotional. They've been raised by their mama. So you can't reason with them. You can't talk to them. The music is also an influence. They just want to kill, rob, get money, do drugs, popping pills. That's in the music now. That's all they want to do. It's a demonic vibration that Esau's pushing out. Everything that they see is all, is influence. Because everything that we see this world, it's all demonic. And these niggas, they gravitate towards that. It says they are full of the fury of the Lord, the rebuke of thy God. Okay. Matthew 24, verse 12. And because iniquity shall abound, and it's abounding, The love of many shall wax cold, and you're seeing that the love of many is waxing cold. Niggas will kill you over anything. A woman, you got a nice chain on, you looking good, you looking fly. He's envious and he wants to kill you. All right. Now I'm gonna play this other video. All right, protests in Akron after police release after police release video of shooting that killed Jalen Walker. And I believe that they shot him like 60 to 90 times, man. So it's gonna be one hot summer. All right. You thought 2020 was worse with George Floyd. This might just be, the cherry on top. All right.
Meanwhile, we are tracking the release of some powerful body camera footage and the fallout here. Take a look at this. Police in Akron releasing this video today showing the officer-involved shooting that left a 25-year-old black man dead. Authorities say Jalen Walker was unarmed when he was shot early Monday and fled a traffic stop on foot. But they also say a gun appeared to be fired from his car before he ran. Reporter Jack Shea from our Cleveland affiliate WJW has more on this story and a warning: the footage may be disturbing to some viewers.
Newly released Akron police body camera video reveals that on June 27th at 12:30 a.m., police attempted to pull over a car for a traffic violation and a broken taillight. The driver, 25-year-old Jalen Walker, refused to stop and led police on a pursuit. A short time later, officers report hearing a shot fired from the car and see a muzzle flash. A gun and loaded magazine were later found on the driver's seat of Jalen Walker's car.
21 shots fired, then he just had a shot come out of his door.
6 minutes after the chase began, it ended when Jalen Walker stopped his car and jumped out of the passenger seat. He then began to run. Officers chased Jalen Walker through a parking lot. A short time later, 8 officers fired an estimated 90 rounds.
90 rounds? Come on, man, that's an overkill.
We are told Jalen Walker was hit at least 60 times, and the attorney for the Walker family says some of the shots were fired after the 25-year-old was on the ground. The police chief of Akron says the 8 officers involved in the deadly shooting have not given formal statements to APD investigators, but he says during a walkthrough at the scene...
So he was on the ground and they still shot at him.
We are told Jalen Walker was hit at least 60 times, and the attorney for the Walker family says some of the shots were fired after the 25-year-old was on the ground. The police chief of Akron says the 8 officers involved in the deadly shooting have not given formal statements to APD investigators, but he says during a walkthrough at the scene right after the shooting, they told a supervisor that they opened fire because they perceived that the movements of Jalen Walker indicated that he posed a threat to their safety.
Each officer, independent of each other, related that they felt that Mr. Walker had turned and was motioning and moving into a firing position.
But the attorney for Jalen Walker's family says on Thursday, the police chief indicated that he saw no evidence on the videos that the 25-year-old was posing a threat before the officers opened fire.
As he's running away, what is reasonable? To gun him down? No, that's not reasonable.
The attorney for the Walker family revealed on Sunday that at the time of the pursuit and the shooting, Jalen Walker was, quote, obviously in pain as the result of an accident earlier this month that claimed the life of his fiancée. A gold wedding ring was found next to the gun and magazine in his car.
What has happened to him about that time, that he would flee the scene, that he would act in the manner that he did in that way? Would it be indicative of some distress, some fear, something that he was going through? I don't know. We're going to hopefully drill down and find that out.
In Akron, Ohio, I'm Jack Shea, News Nation.
And protesters are hitting the streets following the release of the body cam footage. They are calling for accountability from the officers involved. Kevin Freeman, also from WJW Live Press in Akron with more. Kevin, what has that scene like so far?
Well, Natasha, these protests have been fiery, they've been emotional, but they have been peaceful. In fact, there are still a few dozen people here in front of the Akron Police Department, but pretty much they've been making their way, walking around downtown, throughout the downtown area, all types of groups of people, all different races, all different backgrounds, all demanding justice for Jayland Walker. Now, one of the biggest protests was the Akron chapter of the NAACP. They held a protest in front of City Hall immediately after that video was released. Hundreds of people marched several blocks, ending up at City Hall. Many people had seen the body cam video of Jayland Walker being shot by police last Monday morning, but others were actually hearing an account from other people from what they saw. Now, people carried signs, they chanted, they listened to various speakers. There was a feeling of anger and frustration that stretched from the Akron Police Department all the way to City Hall, about a block away. And there have been several different marches in various parts of the city from various groups. And I can show you a little bit what downtown. You can see behind me that there are dump trucks and plows blocking areas of the streets. They're there to keep things safe, but they're also there to create a safe zone for many of the demonstrators.
Yeah, man. And I noticed there was a lot of protesters, It could boil up, it could not, but the reason why George Floyd was such a, outcry is, be real, it was because everyone was on lockdown, quarantine. So I gave an excuse for people to, go out. I'm pretty sure people were mad, towards the police, if you saw the footage. But just comparing this to that, that was overkill, man. They say he shot at him. I mean, the young man shot at the cops. All right. But then I saw another video that, that was actually a farce. All right. Man, it's going to be one chaotic summer, man. All right. Second Esdras, the 15th chapter. Verse 15. For the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. And that's these race wars coming. All right, civil war. Every man for himself. And just looking at the comments, man, you can see Esau's hatred towards Jake, man. All right. For there shall be sedition among men, rebellion, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. All right. They're not going to listen to the authority, So, hey, we'll see where this leads to, man. All right. We'll see where this leads to. Okay. But hey, things is gonna be hot this summer. All right. So until next time, hey, shalom.